friend Naresh Solanki. Naresh Solanki is the mayor of Cerritos. He was the pro-tem mayor in 1916 and 1918, and became the mayor elected as a mayor in 2019 and elected again in 2020. He has been, of course, involved with several committees in Cerritos. He lives in Cerritos officially, and has the distinction of being the planning commissioner for from 2007 to 2015. All those who are involved with the city of Cerritos can confirm the fact that it's a great city, has got a great school system, has a modern malls and theaters and performing arts center. And I'm sure Naresh Solanki has played a very vital role in creating a fantastic city. So we are all very proud for him. We have been friends, and many of the people who are on this program today have been friends with him. So Naresh, I'm proud to introduce you, and I'm proud to introduce you to Smart Village Movement. I know you know not very many things about Smart Village Movement, except for some things that I talk about. But today you'll be able to hear from Michael his story since the last 3.5 years that he's been involved with Smart Village Movement. Michael has been involved in the state of Andhra Pradesh, and he has been involved from the beginning. He's a great guy. He also used to be at UC Berkeley, and has been going to India and transformed many of the villages there. So we will listen to his entire presentation. I thank you again for all of you. Welcome to the webinar. We are trying to host webinars every month if we can, because we've got so many companies, including Amazon and Microsoft and NVIDIA, etc., who are our partners, and they can probably present their work as well as a knowledge base in many of these verticals that we do. So with that, I will let Michael take the mic. And Naresh, do you want to say a few words in the beginning?
Sure. Yes. Thank you, Anil Bhai, for inviting me for this wonderful evening as a chief guest of honor. I'm honored to be a part of this evening Smart Village Movement. I would like to commend the Smart Village Movement for organizing this and help our community and small villages. I know I'm not that much involved with it, but I've been hearing from you for the last 3.5 years, and also has given some contribution. So I'd like to thank you, Dr. Anil Bhai Shah, who has taken this initiative in his hand 24/7, and he only every place and anywhere you see him is always talking about and promoting Smart Village. So which is great, and thank you for your help and support. And as you said, I'm a mayor, City of Cerritos, and if my family or City of Cerritos can do to help you with their organization, we're open to, and let us know what we can do to help this organization. Thank you.
Michael, please take over and start your presentation.
Sure. Great.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes,
we can hear you.
Michael, before
Good morning, sir. I'm Diganta Thakuria from IOCL Guwahati. Sir, nothing is audible.
Why is it like that? I mean,
Yeah, I think, is it audible right now? So everyone is on mute because a lot of disturbances are coming in. So let's start the presentation. So greetings to everyone. And I think I wanted to put unmute maybe Mr. Adhir and also Dr. Shah in case if anything is happened. Yes,
I just want to everybody can hear.
Yes, I can listen, Michael.
Great.
What about in India? Can people listen in India?
Yes, they can.
Thank you.
Yes, all right. So thanks to everyone for joining this wonderful webinar. So I'm very happy to see many people coming in to contribute for the Smart Village. They want to understand what we are doing from the ground level. So we have named the webinar topic, as you see in the poster, it is the building people to revolutionize rural economy, leveraging open innovation. So I think this is a very big word to digest, but we are doing something very interesting. And this is the first attempt in the world with open innovation. And we are not like other smart villages. We creating infrastructure or creating roads, giving lights, power, electricity, and all. I think that is the part of government which is doing very good. And now we are building people so that they build the economy, they build knowledge, they build all together with the open innovation platform, leveraging the capabilities, capacities in the rural setup. So this is the topic I want to just give a brief about. And this will be the agenda, very brief agenda. I would like to talk about the birth of smart village movement and the vision and the mission, and about the Triple-Helix, how the Triple-Helix is working in village, and the holistic approach of smart village movement, and how the pain points are addressed with solutions where corporates who has joined this call would be much interested, and the objectives of smart village movement, key activities, and the important thing about the co-innovation and co-creation, how we can collaborate and how we can work with global brands like NASA, Google, IBM, Cisco, Tech Mahindra. So how we have been working from past 3.5 years. And also about the eight verticals we are actually working. So here, my name is Michael, and I'm the director for Andhra Pradesh Smart Village Movement. And I have been with SVM from past more than 3 years, working with several stakeholders, government, universities, and also the corporate executives affiliated with the University of California, Berkeley. And we have been doing a tremendous work, working with the Chief Minister's Office, executing several projects in terms of healthcare, agriculture, education, healthcare, safety and security, skill development, entrepreneurship. So we have been doing great things. So today I want to take you through how we have created a great impact in the rural setup. And not just that, I want to also make you feel that what smart village is really doing, and how people can come in with their expertise in terms of knowledge, sharing, ideas, co-creation, collaborations, etc. So I'll be very brief and short, so that we need to take time into consideration. And this is the aim of the Smart Village movement. So we are here to transform rural India. And our vision is to, as I said earlier, we build smart villages by empowering people. When you empower people, I think you empower the whole world. And not just that, bringing all the technologies and also bringing all the companies, universities, and people together to actually develop the rural economy. So we are much interested to work with people, because we all know that 70% of people live in villages, and yet there are a lot of problems with access to healthcare, access to education, and access to also health, also several verticals where the government is doing. And our vision is to increase happiness index. I think we as a human beings, we seek for happiness index, and we see our lives to be very happy, and we build people, and we make sure that the sustainable economies for the both bottom of the pyramid is working and implemented. And we come from the grassroots level to understand the problem and see how we can actually contribute to the problem. In a single word, how we convert the pains into gains through all the stakeholders collaboration. And our core values are open innovation. This is a very buzzword at Silicon Valley. Large companies like Nestle, Google, IBM are following open innovation. I think people who are on the call, they need to understand and they need to contribute what open innovation can really make lot wonders. And co-innovation, I think we work with several companies, more than 140 companies from Silicon Valley and also from the domestic India, where we co-innovate, we come up with several modalities and make sure that the people are utilizing the technology part and empowering in their livelihood or professions or the services which are getting rendered. Collaboration is the key success for making things happen. And we are open to work with any organization, university, company, and also the government. And the ultimate goal is to empower people. Finally, empowerment, as I told earlier, when we do something empowerment, I think that is something remarkable, where which will come under the sustainable development. And our core activities from a point of University of California, Berkeley and Smart Village Movement is we focus on economic empowerment, improving the the healthy welfare of the people living in villages, and ultimately building capacity by nurturing talent where the village has, and also the all the stakeholder has. So we are kind of bridging the gap between the rural economy and the facilities or the technologies or the deployments coming from the several stakeholders. So this is going to be very interesting. Like many people used to ask me, why did we start smart village and why not smart cities and why not smart villages? Many questions people, when I meet all the officers, bureaucrats and the corporates, they ask me often this question. So I would like to give you a basic understanding how it was converted into smart cities to smart villages. In the year 2014, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, he has announced 100 smart cities in India, and he was looking for a global leading partner like United States under the administration of Obama at that time. And there was an executive delegate came to India, and he wanted to develop smart cities and at the round tables, and he started initiating several programs. And there are three cities has taken into consideration initially: Ajmer, Allahabad, and Vishakhapatnam, which is part of South India, where a lot of visibility is happening at Vishakhapatnam. So this executive, along with this executive, there was also Professor Solomon Darwin, who came to India and wanted to contribute his efforts and knowledge in terms of deployment, designing, and development of smart cities. And when Honorable Prime Minister, he went to Silicon Valley, there was an official invite to University of California, Berkeley, where we can see Professor Darwin has an official MOU signed on smart cities with in presence of Honorable Prime Minister with respect to one of the premier university in India, IIM Ahmedabad. So this MOU is a certain perspective to develop, design, and deploy some strategies, frameworks, and also planning, working with the students at UC Berkeley. So let me give you a brief about Professor Solomon Darwin, who is hailed as father of smart villages. And he is the person who started this initiative, where we can just hear in next 2-3 slides. And he teaches all the global companies. He is a professor at UC Berkeley, and he teaches a course called Smart Cities at that time. And he was working with almost 33 teams on the smart cities to actually make sure that how the open innovation really impacts the rural economy or the city economy, the culture of the cities, and bring all the infrastructure, bring all the large connections from the companies to actually uplift the cities in terms of infrastructure, and making sure that all the facilities like parks, roads, and designing smart things will be there in smart cities. Ultimately, we need to understand that we can actually uplift smart villages from 10% to 15%. But I think smart village is something where we need to think about. And later, while he was teaching to all the Berkeley students, so they were working on several deployments. And with these projects, he submitted a project report to Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, who was the urban minister at that time with Government of India, who is the vice president currently. And Venkaiah Naidu was very impressed looking at those projects, and right away he wanted to start the project in Vishakhapatnam. And there comes University of California, Berkeley, where they have announced Global Leader Award, Outstanding Global Leader Award for President of India in the year 2015, where a lot of capabilities, modalities were discussed in terms of smart cities. And Professor came to Vishakhapatnam with all the teams, and he started working with the smart city concept at Open Innovation Center. He also inaugurated Open Innovation Center, which was chaired by Mr. Naidu at that time. And later, the students were giving all these presentations to the chief ministers, all the big delegates, and CM was very impressed at that time. And he wanted to just give a suggestion to Professor Darwin. It was a basic discussion between Professor Darwin and the chief minister. And why not smart villages? And that is that the basic word from one of the person which made think about why not smart villages. And we all know 70% of people live in villages, and they face a lot of issues with access to healthcare, access to education, and they don't know how to properly utilize the technology, and lot of transparent information is missing. And that's where the step was started, and he started thinking about it, and he started doing research, working with influential persons, government, and also the bureaucrats, where how he can develop develop the smart village concept. And it was the first village where Professor Darwin was there in a village called Mori in the year 2016, from June to 16. So he wanted to showcase how a smart village will look like. It's not smart village where infrastructure will come, roads will come, lights will come, and everything. It is government part. We are not into it. We are something doing a research kind of prototype. We want to bring the engagement from the Silicon Valley, and we want to test the model. If the model is tested, then there are a lot of opportunities where the revenue is generated and people are happy, and the companies will come to the villages because they are targeted the volume, because we are the second largest populated country in the world. And if we can just make 1 rupee on every family, I think that's a lot of revenue we can showcase to every company. And that's why a lot of companies are interested. And moreover, this is a project and which has never done before, and the first attempt in the world with open innovation. And let me give you a few merits how a smart villages can be looked after. So the first, it is 100% connected with internet. And basically we requested government of Andhra Pradesh, sir, I think internet plays a very crucial role in terms of healthcare, like telemedicine, where after COVID-19 we have been highly utilizing the facility of telemedicine. So government has really laid optical fiber net with phone cable and internet for just a very nominal amount in a village called Mori. And this village is also a cashless village. We actually equipped a lot of shopkeepers. A lot of people want to use the cashless transactions, and at that time the demonetization is also being highly affected. And many people nowadays, they are the village, a small town called Malkipuram, they are highly using this cashless transactions. And not just within Malkipuram or in a village called Mori, all over the world we are encouraging the cashless transactions. And the first village to have healthcare record on cloud. So we did several pilots. I remember 11 companies has done their pilots in this rural setup, and the healthcare records of every patient is on cloud, and it can be accessible from anywhere in the world. And at that time when we are doing Mori prototype, there was a CII also awarded gold rating for a village Mori. And it is also under supervision. One of the company, Tyco, has done. I can show you in the next presentation. Next slide. Open innovation proven. I think this is where I want to talk a lot about open innovation once we go into the next slide with co-innovation process. And how the global technologies tested, pivoted villages in a villages, and more than 24 global brands came into this village on their own cost, on their own travel. And because they wanted to really empower people, they has a very good heart, and they want to showcase their product, and they want to change the business model if it is not working properly, and which is not at all making any sense. I think there are many companies. I can name few once I go to the presentation. So this presentation is about, I want to actually make you feel that maybe you cannot make a visit to village, but I want to show you by putting some pictures, so that you actually get what, if you look at a picture, I think you are really enlightened what we do in a village. And here comes what is a village. Village can be defined in several forms, and we define it very transparently. It's a community. Every village has several communities, and it is a community, has a purpose and meaning to live. And there is a kind of commitment and confidence when we stay in village rural setup. There is a kind of excellent dynamic atmosphere in terms of community based rural villages. And ecosystem, as you all know, our body is completely ecosystem. Heart is connected to mind is connected to eyes is connected to the world. I think there is a type of situation where one other meets another needs. And if I am likewise, we are having some problems with coronavirus, and people are really coming forward to help other families and other neighbors, where the co-innovation, ecosystem is playing very crucial role. And the brand, we know there are huge brands in villages. There is a legacy. There is ancestor families who actually developed. They made lot of initiatives. They have contributed lot of support to the villages. There is a lineage. There is an ancestral pride. I come from a village because many people who are working in Silicon Valley are also from the village background, and they are doing tremendous work for the rural economy. And the business model, if there is no business model from the point of stakeholders, universities or government, whatever initiative they are doing, or the company, whatever the initiative they wanted to do, they need to create value. If they are not creating any value, it is not good. And they should capture the value, like they need to target the volume of the people and make sure that they are happy, they're eliminating time, they are eliminating cost, and they are most probably they are also eliminating the energy. That's what the business model comes, and that's where we are, the smart village movement, at the business model concept. And ultimately the platform, we need to access the global markets without any problems. Like a woman wants to sell the sari, or woman wants to sell any product which she made looks very beautiful, and there are many barriers with the last mile connect. She has no proper knowledge, and there is a channel to make money, but she is having not confidence. She needs some education, and ultimately a lot of issues were coming in. And now I want to talk about the definition of smart village, where we project to all the chief ministers and large companies across the globe. It's a community empowered by digital technology. And you know what empowerment means. And you also know how digital technology plays a very crucial role. It really saves time. It really gives the transparent information, and it really co-create, co-innovate, collaborate, where a lot of stakeholders can play a very crucial role. So a community is empowered by digital technologies. We want to involve digital technologies to make their lives healthier and also easier. And open innovation platforms, open innovation is nothing but sharing of knowledge between one person and other person. I have equipped a lot of knowledge from ground reality. So I advise companies, I advise government, I also advise people who are actually wanted to pivot their value proposition in the villages, so that they have good access to the global markets. So once the product, I can give an example. There is a coconut which is a nominal amount, and if it goes to the end market, the price actually grows exponentially, because there is a lot of barriers. There is a lot of bridge between the farmer and the ultimate the market linkaging guy. So I think there should be some transparent things should be happen, and that's what we are doing. We are creating transparent mechanism in terms of village. And how we started, what is the journey of smart village movement, and what is the footprints in India, how, where Dr. Shah was telling about that we are in 3 states. So I want to give you an understanding that we are in 3 states. In the year 2016, we started in Mori, which is only a prototype, is a kind of research-based project to understand how people are accepting the digital technology, and how these corporate partners can actually contribute their value proposition to the rural background. Second year, for the phase 2, it was Berkeley Andhra Smart Village for 17-18. Same with Smart Village Movement, 18-19-20. We are currently in East Godavari, and also we have doing some very good activities in terms of agriculture, healthcare, and education in a few parts of districts in Andhra Pradesh, and also Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh. And coming to Arunachal Pradesh, we started in 18-19, 75 villages, 11 districts, same activities like what we did in Mori. We replicated few models, we came up with few innovation platform, how the people can be really empowered more and more. In 1920, Smart Village Movement has taken 100 villages, and we are forecasting to work in 2 districts with a very good holistic approach, ecosystem based. And finally, we are also with Meghalaya government. We recently got official confirmation from Meghalaya government, and we are going very holistically in terms of picking 50 villages control and 50 villages treatment. And we want to create an ecosystem based sustainable business models which will really help the not only the people but also to the government, where they make revenue, they prosper, they get a happiness index level, and ultimately they are happy. Ultimately we need to be very happy whenever we do certain programs or initiatives in any other villages. So that's where our heart is. Smart village movement is really concerned about people's happiness and contributing to the economic development. So we are also in projects. Two projects are in pipeline. Telangana government and Gujarat has been. We are moving few things. I think we'll be in 5 states, maybe in a few months, working tirelessly. And these are the objectives, because every project needs to be forecasted with specific objectives. If there is no objective, I think the project will not sustain for a long time. So we have performed two tests in phase 1. Likewise, I was telling about we need to evaluate the global brands interest, or how the technology can be really scaled in rural India. So we need to know what the product is really offering, what the service is really offering, and we need to sync that product or value proposition to the rural setup by working with government bureaucrats, IAS officers, and then create an engagement with a pilot, so that we understand how much accurate, how much efficient is the company is producing the greater results. And the second point is very good. You do anything, you bring Google or NASA or any large companies, but ultimately it should be accepted by villager. If it is not accepted, it's completely a failure. There is no business for the state, there is no revenue for the state, there is no happiness index going on. It's completely waste of time, completely waste of energy. So as a smart village movement, we believe in a very good strategy called fast fail and fast learn. That's where we are coming in. We are bringing all large corporations working 24/7 to ultimately contribute for the society and the economic development. In the phase 2, so there was a very big S from the 1 and 2 points. The survey we have done in Mori in the year 2016, and in phase 2, so we want to actually understand how the open innovation will help scaling the business models, and the co-innovation really helps to process to create a very good value to the rural people, global brands, startups, and the state government of AP. So all this A, B, C, and D will actually come under the Triple-Helix model. One has to meet other needs. One has to be the win-win collaboration, and ultimately deliver a service or a product which saves time, cost, and energy. And we also collected data, having very good team in phase 2, and having almost 500 people working in every village, like how the Grama volunteers are working in Andhra Pradesh. So we already worked with several villages, communities, to understand how they are accepting the technology and how it can be taken forward. So we collected a lot of data, and we also published 2 Harvard cases from the point of smart villages movement from University of California, Berkeley. And we also was a very good part in Agri-Tech Summit, where Mr. Bill Gates came to Vizag, and we submitted a white paper to Mr. Bill Gates, working with 10,000 farmers and almost 24 companies, where I can show in the next slide. And we are now at phase 3 in all the 3 states. And now we are well equipped, well established, having very good greater support, and we are being called by many state governments to actually initiate the programs in their countries, in their states. So likewise, scaling of successful business model, because we are not only successful, we are also failure. And we believe in failure because we can learn a lot of things from the failure, and we can overcome through defining very good business models, and later part we can make it sustain. So we foster on sustainable development and social development, which will ultimately give social knowledge and economic knowledge. And we are scaling those programs in throughout the AP, and also possible expansion in other states like Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Gujarat, and government of Telangana. And the second point is we build people through developing scalable and sustainable ecosystems for Indian market and state government to establish programs, tractions created in phase 1 and 2. And you can see the journey. In phase 1, we learned something. In journey, we added something to it with open innovation, which has to create a lot of value to global brands and to the startups. And phase 3, now we are scaling it in a very high holistic manner, where government is really happy and the revenue will come in with the ecosystem possibilities. And this is how the Triple-Helix model, we worked in phase 1, phase 2, and we are also doing in phase 3. So if you can see the government, so government, they are the people who make things happen. They are the policy makers. They are the backbone for every state. So they support the university in terms of giving them funding or deploying, facilitates the technology, or moving up some proposals, and making things, make sure that everything is executed. So the government will help universities in terms of, universities has the research capability. They come up with a wonderful startups, and the startups are going to make very good amount of money, which will again contribute back to the society or the state. So this is a Triple-Helix model. Government focuses on to concentrate on universities, university students or university professors. They come up with beautiful ideas, beautiful ecosystems, where they converted into the knowledge is, the money from coming from government is converted into knowledge, and the knowledge converted into again money. So everything should be commercial. When we think about the economic development, whenever these companies make money, or the state government has a budget which is increasing day by day, I think people are getting prospered, because that's where the welfare activities will come in. And that's where the businesses, when they establish very well, they pay back the taxes to the government, so that it is a win-win situation to all these three stakeholders, and it is a complete end-to-end ecosystem which is continuously running like flowing like water in the river. So this is what we do with government, academia, and business, and that's what we do with the Triple-Helix model. And this is a dynamic smart village movement platform. We are doing very good work in 3 states by understanding the problems of people. And we invite all the stakeholders like government officers, NGOs, universities, and several stakeholders to come in and see how they can help co-innovate, collaborate, and ultimately deliver a feasible and proven business model to the village. So this is, if you get time, you can go through our website and see how our platform is really helping all the co-innovators to come in and provide solutions. So this is not within only India, but this is open to whole global world. Large companies in Silicon Valley can sign up on it. They can see how they can actually provide a solution. This platform is to forecast the problems, the pain points of villagers, so that the villagers are really empowered through all the technologies, and also deployment in terms of knowledge sharing, in terms of working together, co-innovate and collaborate. So these are the features: explore grand challenges, submit proposals, intelligent matching, on-ground feedback. People will rate on the problems stated and the solutions given. And there is also design forum in the platform. So I recommend you to explore on it if you have time. And this is how we started the process, because you need to understand how we follow the process. So likewise, I talked about the objective. And now I want to talk about the prototyping process, where we have executed in a village called Mori. The first thing, we interview and identify the pain points of villagers. It's not that we Google and we find some problems. We need to touch and feel every household. We need to understand what problems are they are going through, and how we can actually help them in terms of their profession, in terms of their quality education or agriculture best practices, or in terms of skill development, upliftment, empowerment. So we understand the problems of one-on-one to actually frame them and see how we can help them out. And this will be done, the first point. The second point, explore solutions. Once we have the problem, the other step, we need to find a solution which is suitable, which is best fit for a rural setup, and ultimately the business opportunities should come in from the corporate value proposition perspective. And the third one, we recruit interested tech firms to pivot ideas. We invite them to start a pivot. Later they come with their good business model, but ultimately that business model should be fit into the rural setup, so that it will create the major of chances will be high in success. So we frame business models and develop certain modalities in terms of how to uplift and encourage the people living in villages, and how the problems can be addressed through the corporate solutions. So government is doing a wonderful job, I really appreciate it, but yet, you know, every village has a specific problem in their livelihood, job opportunities, women empowerment. So there is a greater gap between the people and the global world. So we want to bring them closer and make them more transparent, connect them to digital technologies, make sure that the market linkages are very efficient and effective. And this is a prototyping phase. We co-innovate with villagers and find solutions. So when we sit with villagers, they tell a lot of problems. They tell that, sir, I don't have road, I don't have water, I don't have all this, I don't have anything. But our interest is we want to help them with their services rendered by the corporate technology world. So how we can actually bring the corporate knowledge to the rural world and ultimately help them to co-innovate. And there are dynamic villagers who has wonderful ideas, who are very good at delivering great ideas, and at they need some support, they need some confidence and a commitment in terms of making things happen. And that's how we put all the things together from village perspective, government perspective, and the rural background perspective, and ultimately we submit to the chief minister. And the chief minister understands the problems of villagers, not just giving them welfare activities, but this is something dynamic we come up with, because we are concentrated on their livelihood, we are concentrated on healthcare, we are concentrated on agriculture. So we are much focused and much faster for economic development, and also rural development, which has to be sustainable ultimately. And this is how the co-innovation lab worked in Mori. And if you can see the huts there, there are the first station is information center, where the villager directly comes to the the co-innovation lab, and he understands how he can get the solution, how he can actually tell the pain point of his profession in agriculture or all the allied activities, and see how it can be helped by the corporate partners. Resource center is the third telemedicine center. People never know what is telemedicine is, and many people didn't support telemedicine initially because they don't know. They want touch and feel. RFP has to come, and he has to touch the hand of the patient, and they felt that, oh, I'm now good. So there are a lot of perceptions, there are a lot of silos, everybody is working in silos. So we don't want to work in silos. We want to be very transparent, very dynamic in terms of bringing all the innovations, technology all together and empower the people. And the fifth station is community engagement center, where one community talks to other community. It's a real-time knowledge sharing between one community and another community, so that lot of wonderful ideas come out. And I mean, when you go to a village, if you sit there, a lot of people will be talking about many things. I think that is a real knowledge where people should explore, and people should contribute to the society of the rural development. And virtual classrooms also there were students coming from the village, where all these people came to know how the digital technology nowadays, after COVID-19, almost the online classes are encouraged, online lectures are encouraged. Still we are also on the Zoom call now. Highly it's been effectively utilized in terms of getting knowledge. So people are changing their mindset. They wanted to seek for the knowledge, and ultimately engage in all the initiatives what we are currently doing. And the station 7 to 21, where the corporate executives, the companies like, you don't believe NASA was in a village, you don't believe Google came to a village. NASA, Google, IBM, Cisco, Tech Mahindra, all these companies came to a village just because of they wanted to provide a solution. They want to give a very good transparent information. They want to pilot their product. They want to understand how the government support can be coming. So it is a kind of complete ecosystem for the corporate partners who came to village. This is I'm talking about the phase 1 in a village called Mori. And you people might have many questions: how we collect pain points, how we collect the problems in a village, and how we actually develop the footprints. So if you can see the footprints here, so you can find project footprint: agriculture, education, energy, livelihood, healthcare, internet, security, transport. This is one village in East Godavari, and you see the rating from 20 to 100, and the agriculture is at 40, the education is at 80, 60, same with energy, and transportation is also equal, parallel. We have a very good questionnaire mechanism. We have login and password for every intern is working in village. We meet with them directly, and we understand the problem and see how these corporate partners, corporate engagement, the initiatives from Berkeley can actually empower the people. So we have done this is in phase 2, because I want to take you from the day 1 to till date what we are exactly doing. Kuppam, Kaikaluru, Undi, Rajol, Narsanapeta, we have done every village has a footprint. The questionnaire will be respective to the agriculture vertical. There will be a lot of 40-50 agriculture questions will coming in. So the reason behind why we collect footprint is government data is good, but the data is being not highly effective or not much clear, very transparent. So we want to develop our own village footprints. That's why platform came in. That's why we are putting all the problems on platform, and the corporate partners are signing up. Organizations, all good universities, premier universities are signing up to empower the people living in village. And this is the 5 assemblies. We worked in 5 districts. That's how we collect the pain points very transparently, and we see, we validate, we do data analysis of all the questions, and we come to a conclusion for every company. Suppose Google came and Google wanted to understand if the pilot is really working, or pilot is actually how the value proposition can be help all the villages. So we framed few questions to this Google company, and we do questionnaire one-on-one session with all the communities to understand the social capital and understand how people are really expressive to utilize this technology. The objectives, and I'll be a bit faster because I think time is going fast. So we identify, develop, conduct. We partner with large universities. We scout for technology, and my part is to find work with large companies and also the startup companies in all the departments, and see how they can actually impact the rural economy. So learn, generate, work, equip, team up, build, train, publish. So these are the main objectives we do. So I'm going to other slide because we are going out of time. So, and I want to give few pain points how we actually collect. The first one, the distribution of arbitrary and untimely farmers to plan. So water grid is the problem is there. The coconut farm supply chain issues are there. They are actually sold 3 rupees per in the village, and if it goes to the city, it is the tender coconut price is getting higher because there is a lot of people involved, lot of middlemen involved. There is no transparent mechanism going on, and rice crops lost due to imbalance in soil, irrigation, pesticide, fertilizers, weather forecast. Shrimp farming is the highest GDP in East and West Godavari for the state of Andhra Pradesh. Yet there are a lot of problems in the village setup. So let me give you an example how we actually do a pilot. So there is a company called, there is a problem which was addressed by one of the community in shrimp farming. So all these farmers are really suffering with that problem, which is the virus, with the virus to the cultivation in the water. So the virus comes in for from any parts of a bite, a bird flies, put something into water, and the water is contaminated with all the virus. And I mean, the farmer is very is at high risk in terms of knowing the parameters in the water. He want to understand what how he actually can solve the problem. So he's not getting any solution, and if the water is affected with virus, he need to pour water in a bottle. You need to go to a city where the time is wasted, where energy is wasted, and the cost is also wasted. And ultimately, there is a high risk in the farmer. And people, I mean, the people are very much, the farmers are very much are in at a problem stage where they are seeking for some solution. So when they attended this co-innovation lab, many farmers were telling about this problem. Sir, I have the problem with the disease. There is a high risk, and my all the crop I invested 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, all the money is wasted. And how I can overcome? What do you want to offer to us? And the problems were projected to all the companies. And IBM, which is doing the precision farming, wanted to deliver the product, and they told we will come up with a product in next 3 months. There is a small company called MQT from CFOG, and they told us we are designing a product, and we will come up with a product in next few weeks. And fortunately, he came on time. And the beautiful thing about this product is it's IoT sensor based, which doesn't require energy, electricity, petrol or diesel or gas. It directly takes the energy from the solar, and it calculates the parameter of DO level, oxygen level, and sends the monitoring real-time information to farmer's smartphone every hour. You see how the technology is actually influencing, how the technology has reduced the risk, how technology has reduced the cost, how the technology has reduced the energy. So that's how we bring in the technology partners and make sure that farmers are very happy. So shrimp farming and soil damage is there. There is a lot of corruption with the farming, and rice fields is banned. Alternative high margin for crops like peanuts. This may require more labor, and cashew processing units. There are many problems. These all are problems. Cold storage facility, land ownership, and decline in legacy. The problem is in one village in a Mori initially. Decline in legacy industries. Handloom is shut down. Pottery is no. You cannot find any pottery who is doing the traditional activities. The goldsmiths are eradicated. So all these professions are dying. The weaving profession is getting die and killed with because they want to migrate to other cities and towns because there is no work order or market linkages. Labor shortage, handloom, government work programs adds to labor shortage, cross working between the private and the government, lack of information, lack of tools, resources, demand of high wages, and inventory backlogs. These are all the problems we develop, we implement, we scout for technology, we make sure that the product, the problem, the pain point is addressed by the corporate partners and also by the engagement from the university research level. And this is the process, 3 phases we follow: research phase, pivot phase, scaling phase. In research phase, I think I have given enough knowledge how we do village footprint, asset tagging, like we find out the facilities by the government, because we don't want to reinvent the wheel which is already there. We don't want to invent freshly, because we want to utilize the reinvention which is already there. Posting challenges, understanding the problems, technology scouting, data creation. In pivot phase, we pivot technologies through ecosystem based co-innovation with villages. We reiterate the pivots. Once it is reached to 10% success, we will develop the business model to take it to 70 or 80%. In the phase 3, we want to scale it across the state, and where they might get funding from several parties, several stakeholders, from government or the philanthropists. The technology fine-tuning, business model development, where the pivoting happens, the program development, project management takes up in this pivoting phase. And the scaling phase, ecosystem development, we make sure that KPIs, key performance indicators, are met. Testing for ecosystem scaling, fine-tuning business model, launch ready plan for adoption. And so this is the process we follow. So ultimately, our meaning to do the pilot is, the pilot was a success in showcasing how technology can improve lives of rural people and expand markets for the local and global corporations. So the reason why we do pilots is, it's very clear there, and that's what we bring: large engagements and also the global startup engagements in these 3 phases. And we have we take the corporate offerings from the companies, from Silicon Valley, from also from India, several parts of the countries. And the team who are hired by Smart Village Movement, they get trained on what they want from how they can actually take the questionnaire to village, how the value proposition can be really impacted in terms of giving them knowledge sharing, giving them transparent information, and putting the interventions from the stakeholder perspective. And later, Smart Village Movement will train district directors, educate, train them, assist assistant directors, and they go with assistant directors, educate the training the people who are in village, and again the village go and meet the villagers, communities. They explain if the how the technology can be really impacted in their lives and makes them more easier in their healthy welfare. And ultimately, again the questionnaire comes back from the village to mandal, and mandal to district, and district to the state, where we give the information feedback to the technology partners, the corporate partners, and they understand. And this is a great advantage for companies. This is a great opportunity for companies to scale, to come into the village, to understand. And I mean, lot of companies are wasting a lot of money in research and development. So as I said, fast fail and fast learn. And in open innovation, the lot of data which is in computers, which is in clouds, doesn't make any sense. The information has to flow on real time. Then that is called the real time knowledge sharing between companies, organizations, and NGOs, institutions, etc. So this is also one of the organization structure we follow. We reiterate 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and we make sure that looks the business model is very effective and efficient. These are key activities. We facilitate data ground, asset tagging, village generation, enabling professional development center, training and equipping the smart village implementation team. And these are the deliverables we give to government: economic impact in the state, technological interventions, pilots. We do research and analysis. We bring the Silicon Valley network to the rural background, where it's very hard to bring one company, but we can bring any company, fostering the economic development and showcasing the problem to them. So they come on their own travel, they come on their own energy, because they know the problem seriousness, and they want to contribute from the high level to the low level, and ultimately increasing happiness index in village. Suppose chief minister wanted to make people happy, he needs to consider these 5 things. People should be happy, the economic impact should go up with a lot of revenue coming in, lot of engagement happening in job creation, employment generation, small scale industries setting up, and all these deliverables we have. So we have been doing tremendously. And these are the key milestone. Every project needs to have a plan, a purpose, a meaning, to ultimately deliver the value proposition or the vision or the mission to the chief minister or to the each individual state. This is an year plan. We build, we identify, we develop the footprints, we analyze, we launch, we pivot, we engage with a lot of CTO roundtable conference. We did with in Delhi, we did with for Meghalaya, we did it in their own state, we did it in Arunachal Pradesh, same with Andhra Pradesh. We bring large engagements, we bring all the social capital, all the knowledge engagements, so that the state is talking all over the countries. So we address their pain points, not just, we also give them solutions with corporate partner setup. And in May, we set up, pivot, deploy, again, curriculum, reiterating, continue, evaluate events, doing events, making sure that we are scaling up few programs. And later in the November and December, we submit to the chief minister for full state adoption. So this was happening phase 2, where there are good results, and those results are actually scaled up with central government programs, and ultimately helping the people to getting employed, and also increasing the social economic development. And these are the 8 verticals. We are maybe I'll take 15-20 minutes to conclude. These are the verticals we work on: healthcare, agriculture, energy and information communication technology, education, transportation, livelihood, water. These are the 8 verticals. Whenever any company like Google, Cisco comes in, we put it in information communication technology. A company is interested to do remote healthcare, we put it in healthcare bucket. Agriculture companies, many companies I work closely, we put it in agriculture setup. education, online education, digital education. We put, so this is a thing where we actually segregate the companies and make sure that the business model is highly validated. And this where we comes in for scalable smart villages in phase 2 in Andhra Pradesh, where we did with several business model, how we have implemented the ecosystem. So I can show you some pictures, you can understand the complete ecosystem, the problem, how the problem is met, and how the problem is actually addressed. Sorry about, I am having a sweat here. I think some problem with electricity. So the open innovation, it is a purposive inflows and outflows of knowledge. It should, lot of companies do a lot of research and development. They're somewhere stuck in the middle, and they're actually seeking for some support. Some people, they work in silos and they waste a lot of money from their corporate perspective. But ultimately, whenever the companies are stuck in the middle, the other companies will pitch in, come in, jump in, and see how they help the other company to ultimately deliver a product or service to the village. So the information, the knowledge has to flow from inside out and outside in to ultimately deliver any specific which has a purpose and meaning for the economic development. And to also bring in the innovation, like if a person is doing normal car, we need to do smart car. If a person is doing something typewriter, we need to do word processor. So I mean, such innovation should happen, and the innovation should be grown exponentially in terms of making or meeting the sustainable development, and ultimately making the expand the markets. So this was defined by Professor Henry Chesbrough, who is with Garwood Center Corporate Innovation, University of California, Berkeley, who is hailed as father of open innovation. So we believe open innovation. We have proven open innovation is really working in villages with very good results. So that is why we are very happy to collaborate, co-innovate, co-create for the rural economic development. So this is the first vertical I want to talk about the livelihood project. So we are working on a project called entrepreneurship to actually help the villages. So we defined it as a local language, Prarambham. Prarambham is nothing but to kickstart any initiative with a very plan and a purpose. So Prarambham leads to the way by solving rural pain points by getting people self-employed and livelihood opportunities. Why it is important? It is important because it's a in person. I meet them in person. I talk to them in person. I understand what business they wanted to do. I want to understand how they are forecasting their business. What are their market linkages? Where do he get support? Where do he get the funding? So all the business model concepts will come in, and he's in dilemma. He don't know. He don't have proper information. He don't know how to use the technology. That's where the team of Smart Village Movement, they meet in person and provide solutions to individuals and communities. And why it is relevant? It is relevant because it's a person or community based with open to knowledge who seek for the social entrepreneurship. And ultimately, why the program is unique? Because the business model comes in from University of California, Berkeley faculty, and it's implemented high effectively so that the person who follows business model with a very good vision and mission and core values, I think he is a successful entrepreneur. So we develop business models by making sure that equipping them, implementing the objectives, the market linkages, complete ecosystem. And these are the applications we received in phase 2, 2,521. So we collected the applications by talking to them, understanding their business model, and see how they wanted to expand their business. And few people already have businesses, but they want to expand their businesses with great ideas. So these are the Prarambham finalized list in East Godavari, and this we did in Krishna, Srikakulam, Chittoor, and Anantapur. These are the numbers we got from the one-on-one interaction between the villagers. And this is one of the successful story. If you can see the person in the middle, he's a dropout, and a dropout of the college nearby to Mori, and he has a good thinking capability to set up a business. if he is, I mean, he has no proper education background, but he has a very good heart for the social entrepreneurship. So he came to me. We conduct several meetings, and fortunately, he came. He met with our Smart Village team, and he wanted to actually explore. He just had an idea to put a shop, but he don't know the business model. What is the capex? What is the opex? How he can flourish? How he can make customers, etc. So his father write to him. He goes to every household early in the morning at 4 a.m. He sells fruits to every household, and he comes to the house at 8 or 9 at the night. So it's a very hardship to him, and there are with the high challenges, lot of concerns, and ultimately having a great problem. So
Michael, can you hear me?
yes.
Can we just, I think it's getting a little too out of
Yeah,
time.
I will just skip and I'll go to the last presentation. Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
these are the few cases we did with several entrepreneurs. We follow this model: training, mentorship, market linkages, financial access to empower the villagers. And second one is PDC, Professional Development Center, where HELA has come in, government endorsed program. We equip the villagers, make sure that they are getting proper facilitation, and this PDC is for the dropouts here who are not getting jobs. So we employ them with certain tools, resource capabilities, and at the state of art of centers in the district. So this program, this is how we define. And once the person is jobless, now he got the job, he got trained, he has a very good understanding, he got certified, he has a complete hands-on experience, job placement, and he's happy. Same with self-employment women. They got established few centers and hands-on experience. Entrepreneurs get the job, work order, money credits in bank account, happy village, happy family. Same with the kirana shop. So he increased his margin, he increased his commissions, he increased his working order. It's a digital access roller for rural pain point. So we explain how the digital technology will play a crucial role. Same with these are the paper articles where we did with HELA, and we invited honorable collector. You can see left, he came to inaugurate the building. Many women are getting empowered, more than 600 and women are getting empowered. These are the agriculture activities we did in phase one. Few companies where they came and they have pivoted. We are at also Agri Summit Bill Gates event, and pivoted 32 companies on ground, 7 scaling companies, established social capital in the ground realities. And for the women, we established production centers, not just the scaling of a few entrepreneurial activities, but 6 PDCs was set up where 600 women were getting empowered with a sustainable business models. Now they are stitching the PPE kits for coronavirus. And this is agriculture ecosystem we submitted to Mr. Bill Gates, and the farmer is dying. So we created the engagements from the point of education, post-harvest, growth and maintenance, and ultimately the market linkages. We brought all the companies on a single platform, on a single ecosystem where they contribute their value proposition and ultimately help the farmer to make things, to make people happy. So every farmer works in silo, every government activities are not implemented properly. We come up with a very dynamic ecosystem where it has to meet the purpose and meaning of every farmer. And we presented this white paper to Mr. Bill Gates, where you can also find on the Google if you're interested to read white paper. And these are the highly project successful program, Big Heart, Store King, and also the Google, the Moonshot Factory, where came to Mori and pivoted. Professional development, we established 9 batches in Andhra Pradesh, and also certified. Many people are getting trained. They got a job. They are really happy. This is how I define the shrimp farmer. Shrimp farmer, how he's using the IoT sensor technology, where the farmer is happy and really empowered. And we are bridging the gap between cashew farmer. He is not having proper market linkages. So we brought, this is actually pilot we have done with a company called Agricul. And later the logistics were connected. Ultimately they connected to restaurant and money gets credited to the bank account. You can see the transparent mechanism going on. Ultimately the problem has to be addressed, and he has to be happy. And the same with Mahindra Tringo, we did with same with how the farmer is with the pain point and his address. Providing so this is the healthcare pivot we have done in several villages, more than worked with 1800 patients with 11 companies. We understood how the patient is accepting the remote consultation, I think after this COVID-19, people are really influenced by this rural healthcare, and they wanted to come in and see how they can talk to the doctor and consult for their problems. And these are the key objectives. This is the core ecosystem for the healthcare with Apollo Metal and YOLO Health, Philips Health, iHealth. They came in. We connected with ASHA workers. ASHA worker go to the household. They take the laboratory tests, and ultimately they give the medicine to the patient also. This is the rural healthcare where the hut and the farmer anchors the RMP. RMP comes to the household, and the RMP goes to the household and ultimately take the test, go to the laboratory. The electronic medical report is generated, and the happy family, happy village. And if there is a higher case, they will recommend to the major hospital. And these are the few clippings for healthcare. This is the safety security first village in Mori with the certain engagement. Tyco education, we done several programs, and digital education, English reading, writing applications, Guruji application for teachers. These things we have done. And a few other projects like Weaver is selling their sari online with several interventions on e-commerce platform. And the homemade sweets are connected to the paperboard with the quality parameters, and they are doing tremendous work. And same with digital technology interventions, connecting global markets to the rural world, how a person can do online business with in a rural village. So these are the purpose of the pilots which we do. And we do corporate working together, SVM NGO as a corporate partner, and we bring innovation, open innovation. We formulate which has to cost elimination, time elimination, resource for the risk sharing, so speed to market. These are all the purpose of pilots we do. I think I have given a lot of information on pilot, and ultimately these are the programs. I can I have mentioned only less programs. These are the successful programs we did in many places. Napanta entrepreneurship, Napanta is agriculture company, has done 33 users, 4 lakh engagement in East Godavari. And Tech Mahindra has done international metal toys, Me Buddy, Statwig, healthcare, recycle. These all our companies has done very good programs, and these programs are really scaled by the government of central and state governments. HELA has promoted HELA with central government, and this is the holistic model. Anil Shah, do you want to go ahead with this phase 3? And
No.
we are end with the three slides.
Michael, the point is that the people here are interested to understand the principles of our smart village movement. This is too much detail for them to take.
Sure.
So, okay. I mean, I think people have understood very well. So
Yep.
we should just understand what we are trying to do. I think
Sure.
it is a little bit time is going away.
Yeah,
you know?
I think I'm out of time a bit. Yeah.
Examples are fantastic. The examples are fantastic. Everybody understood them. So I think we should probably try to
Sure.
have the question answer at this stage. And
I think, yeah.
Many people have got question answers at this stage. Let them ask them questions. Is that okay with you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thanks. So anyway, I mean, this is the, as you can see, Michael has been very excited about what he's doing. He's got a lot of information to share. But obviously, people who are involved here are more to understand what is going on rather than to understand the details of everything. But as he said, that this is an open innovation system to reduce poverty and to increase the GDP. So if anybody here has any questions, I want to put it open right now for people to comment or to ask questions at this stage. Can we do that right away, please? Any questions for anybody? Okay, so, are you unmuted, all of them? Oh, I'm sorry, well, we are not unmuted here, everybody. How to unmute?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Everybody, so we can.
There are a lot. Lot of disturbances coming. Yeah. Yes, I think you can ask the question right now. Maybe you can be very brief.
Hi, Dr. Anil, can you hear me?
Yes,
This is Bhavin from Salesforce.
oh, hi.
So, a lot of really good presentation. I think this is definitely going to help in terms of understanding what are the challenges, what are the problems, and how do we as organizations and corporates, how do we kind of be part of the solution? So as a way, how do you recommend we use all this information so that we are able to create, meaningful solution or be part of this meaningful solution? Do we work with Michael? Do we work, with the SVM team specifically? Will you be providing like a relationship manager probably? How do we engage was my question. This is a lot of good information.
Okay, so Salesforce, who's in charge of Salesforce in India. So welcome, Banu. So as you know, we sent the MOU out for Meghalaya right now, and we are about to. Tonya is the person in Meghalaya who is the state director there, and soon to be Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Of course, Michael will be from Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana will be from I think is going to be there. So we will have those people who are the state directors who will be in touch with you. And letters are going out, actually, as a matter of fact, by tomorrow to all the stakeholders for Bangalore. So once you know that, and once you fill the form, it will be a situation by which you will be able to get the information to the people. That will be the next step. But yes, you can contact the directors directly. There's no problem at all. Okay. So anything else? Anybody else? Any question? Banu, is that okay with you? Banu, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, good morning. This is Prasad from Andhra Pradesh, East Godavari.
Okay.
Very happy with your presentation and work. I have a question regarding, see, you are conducting many programs, especially in the rural areas and empowerment. So basically, rural areas in India are especially affected by low literacy rate. Even government has taken many steps since from the several years, the literacy rate was not uplifted. So on these grounds, what kind of precautions that you are going to take?
Let me answer that question for you. We are about to start what is called a Smart Village University. It's an educational ecosystem. It's a vertical. And what happens right now is that most companies like Pratham or Salesforce or Amazon or Microsoft, they all have their own silos to work with. This is the first time that we are going to create a platform of education where people in the villages from early childhood to the employment. For example, Salesforce wants 500,000 people to be trained so that they can be employed. There are 500,000 positions open right now. They don't have enough people who are well educated to really get the employment. So what we are going to do is in the villages, we can start from the point is that at villages level, there are not enough teachers. Even if the teachers are enough, they are not well educated or motivated. They're all government schools, and therefore the villages are very small. And therefore it becomes a problem in terms of maintaining the standard. But we cannot allow any individual student who wants to get educated not to have the chance. So in the open innovation platform and on our own platform, where the smart universities being created, they can go to the platform and select the courses that we will create. So they can come from the first standard onwards till the end to be created by themselves. Of course, we'll have mentorships too. We'll have online mentorships, online teaching, and we are now collaborating with several of these organizations. Actually, this morning we were talking to the CEO of Pratham in India. We spent almost an hour, and of course, we didn't have enough time to complete. But they are very interested in collaborating with us, and we are interested in collaborating with them because they do teach millions of students in India. So I mean, these are the kind of collaborations that we are going to do by which the kids can learn on their own. They will have the teachers on the ground that can be learned, and they can be scalable at that stage. So hopefully that is the way to really empower people who are interested and are enthusiastic to learn. For those who are not interested, I don't know what we can do. We can take the horse to the pond, but I don't think we can drink for them. Yep. So in the same way, we have to really start getting the platform and the education to the village level, to household level, so that they can have the ability to learn. And obviously we'll face problems, but we will, as is said, is open innovation. We fail fast and we learn fast. Therefore, we'll create these systems that are required to be taken care of. Any other question? I mean,
Hello?
no, go ahead. Please unmute yourself to ask a question.
Selco Foundation.
Hello?
We do in sustainable model villages, like our concept is of sustainable model villages, wherein we try to touch all the verticals in the particular village, such as health, education, livelihood, lighting, etc. And for that, the main catalyst is solar energy. So everything, like even if it is a livelihood intervention, it has to be powered through solar energy. So now, like we go through ecosystem approach, wherein we make it sustainable in the sense that even in future, if we are not there, the program moves on its own. So we have a technical solution provider in picture. We have policy people already looped in. We have financial institutions looped in. We have certain ground institutions and champions from the village. It might be a panchayat person or any other person, like any other key person from the village. So I just wanted to understand, how do you, like we go through this ecosystem approach and to ensure the sustainability of the project, and obviously it makes implementation easier for us. The projects that you are running, I mean the programs that you are running, how do you ensure sustainability of those programs on ground? Because that is a challenge for us too.
The principle of sustainability is the reason why Smart Village movement is created, because what we found is that the first, everybody who does any kind of non-profit work in India has to be applauded for what they do. But as you know, over 70 years of independence, really the lives of the people have not really significantly changed to go to a higher level. As I ask a question, are you ready here to go and stay in your own village? And of course, the universal answer, that's why the villages are not developed as yet. What we are trying to do here is to create the ecosystems by which each particular company is creating its own model of functioning. And we give them the model. It's not that they can do everything. We give them a part of the ecosystem that they have to take care of.
Michael, can you hear me? I would like to react to this.
Say it again?
Yeah.
So by creating those ecosystem models and creating the panel, we are able to create the sustainability index. And obviously, we are in an experimental stage right now. It's a movement. None of these things, if they are proven to be completed, it will always be an issue that we can implement. So that's not the question right now.
Okay. Yeah. So that kind of answers my question. So I just want to understand: is there any scope for collaboration for us? Because I saw the presentation and I realized the concept of our program and the program which are running under the Smart Village movement is almost similar. That you also try to make sustainable villages and touch different points in the village. So is there any scope for collaboration for us?
Yeah, so when you started speaking, your voice was muffled. Can you just introduce yourself so that we understand who it is?
Yeah, sir, Deepti this side from Selco Foundation.
Which foundation?
Selco Foundation. We work in clean energy.
Okay, no, absolutely. Please contact us and we'll be more than happy to give you a MOU. And we are always looking for collaboration partners, because at the end of the day, we don't have any sense of belonging. We want to just make sure that India develops to the next stage.
And sir, we have already implemented 50 odd model villages in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and some are going on in Odisha and Northeast as well, and Jharkhand as well. So we have a very strong network of on-ground partners as well as direct implementation also we are engaged in. And a very strong network of clean energy enterprises. In simple terms, I should say that vendors who provide us with solar energy and after-sales solution as well. So our solution is very much sustainable, since there is this scope of after-sales services also. So we also incubate local enterprises, solar enterprises, so to take ahead the program. So to take ahead the sustainability part of the program, apart from financial institutions and policy people.
So I think please be in touch with us. We can give you, Michael can give his email, or I can give my email, Anil Shah at smartvillagemovement.org. Write to us, and we'll be happy to carry it forward. We'd love to collaborate. Absolutely.
Yeah, sure, sir. I'll share all the concept and few case studies with you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Naresh, do you have any questions or comments to make? Naresh Solanki, the mayor, the chief guest.
No, I think this is, I mean, really humble and to work with what the Smart Village is doing for our community in India, and especially innovation and a collaboration with, Fortune 500 companies. Exploring rural India, and what Dr. Shah you're doing, it's amazing, and thank you. And I think our community over here and our friends and family should get involved with it to
Good
help
morning.
and support and work
Yes,
together.
Webinar. Webinar accepted.
If somebody's talking in between.
Thank you very much. Anybody else have any questions? You can unmute yourself and ask questions if you want. There's no problem.
Yeah, I think Prasad Rao is asking some question.
Go ahead.
Yes, yes. Thank you, everybody. I am new to you. I am Prasad Rao, a civil engineer and a social worker in India. I am associated with Michael for the last 2-3 years. Just now, what Anil Shah has turned that India, rural India, the real cause of backwardness is a lack of proper education. Just what you have, just what you told now. So my suggestion is that there is a lot of educational institutions in rural India, in the government sector. Many teachers. That latest innovation is that the government of Andhra Pradesh introduced English medium, right from the beginning of the academic system. So why can't this smart village movement make use of the network of teachers? Teachers have a vital role and promoting and all these things. Many things in the rural area. Besides some new voluntary system also there. New voluntary system. Every village of 2,000, 1,000 people of cluster has as many as 50 salaried people from the government. 50 salaried people from the government. That is a rural secretariat. These are the latest manpower increased in the rural area, but yet we notice a lot of backwardness in education. My primary concern is in rural education. Rural people never get a proper education in Indian rural villages. So please evaluate certain models for this to utilize the rural people of schools teachers and that volunteers. These two can give a very good potential for this movement. That's my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Prasad Rao wanted to say something. Prasad Rao, please unmute yourself and.
This
Takuna.
Prasad Rao, do you want to say anything?
I think Takuria wants to talk.
Okay, Takuria, please, yeah, go ahead.
No, sir. I'm sorry. I don't have any questions on this.
Okay, sure.
Anybody?
My suggestion is just to improve the rural, how best we can improve our education system. It's not so transparent as elsewhere in the world. The rural people in India suffer a lot from the scientific education. That is my question. That is my suggestion. So, but a lot of teachers are there for every village, 2-3 villages. Every 1,000 population of cluster, there is a school and 1 or 2 teachers are available. And every 1,000 people of cluster, there is a secretarial system having 50 salaried people. These manpower can best be utilized for this awareness, rural awareness, that is in terms of education. Unless we educate for the people, we cannot introduce any advanced models, so that people are most ignorant to have knowledge and to access these modern systems. That is only the thing I want to tell. Thank you.
Well, that has been a universal problem since time immemorial in India. And I hope that, well, I mean, several organizations are working on this. I think the problem is too huge to really solve in a short time. But hopefully our platform can give a impetus as well as the openness. And all these programs are free, by the way. Salesforce, etc. Everybody has agreed to put these things on free, and maybe you can create a curriculum for them to really participate to do the next step. Internet connectivity is going to be a huge revolution, and that revolution has really changed a lot of so many people. So we are hopeful. I don't think that we would be here today without internet connectivity, because it would be useless to really do anything. But Michael, we have to just take the suggestions and see what we can do. You know?
Sure.
Okay.
Do we have enough teachers or education to improve the level of this village people to use the internet and higher education and all that? Where are we going to get all these teachers, and how long it is going to take to make them reach the level that some companies can hire them?
Understand. So let's communicate offline, because this is a question that we needs a proper.
I think what we are talking about, it's not that the infrastructure is not there at the village. There are school teachers by the government. We will try to collaborate with the government to help the teachers educate and transmit the knowledge to the villages, I think.
But what is the time frame? We are talking about a long time, right?
Yeah, it's
probably a few years.
Just to have pressure courses to the teachers and providing a little bit infrastructure like internet connection and system.
So Vivek, can you
enables?
Yeah. What we are trying is to work with some companies which are in the data service providers. If they could provide this, and we would look at if we can train the teachers to expand to utilize these.
I think he has some problem with the bandwidth.
Expand.
Vivek is one of our board members in India. He's from Bombay.
He's one of the good suggestions.
Prasad, you've been raising your hand, but I don't know. You want to say something? Unmute yourself and say something, please.
Yes, already okay. Okay.
Anil Bhai.
Just over.
Anil Bhai, Dr. Anil Bhai.
Yes. Hi.
This is Bikubai B.U.
Hey,
Patel.
how are you?
I'm partner with the Anil Bhai, and we are doing so much things. We have 470 villages, and we have teachers, and we are wholesomely developing the village.
Yes. I've seen your work. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So Bikubai is my mentor, my person who put me in touch with Solomon. We are partnering together in Gujarat to really get the villages to the next level. He is patiently waiting to see what I'm doing. And after he studies me and what I do here and experience, he's going to join us. He's an amazing guy, amazing work that he does. He's got a university in Gujarat, and he's got 500 villages, a big setup, and spends millions in charity all over India. Amazing work for everybody. He's a leader in our community, and we're very proud to have him here.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Sir, good morning.
Go ahead.
So good morning. I'm Mr. John Manoj, working as executive engineer with Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity to join this wonderful session, sir. And really, it's our pleasure to, looking, wonderful activities happening around in the movement of Smart Village. And definitely, I would like to give the organization an opportunity. And if at all, if you are willing to come and give some lecture to our PGDM Agribusiness Management students, definitely I would like to invite you to our organization, sir, for a guest lecture. And definitely we could collaborate with corporate companies. I have worked with ITC company in earlier, and as a part of CSR activities, we can take up this Smart Village movement, sir.
You are most welcome, and please can I get your, please write your email address to me so I can communicate with your phone number so we can start.
Definitely, sir.
Right away. I mean,
It's johnmanoj.p@gov.in.
Rebecca, can you just write us email out? Or Rahul, can
Yes,
you
Dr. Shah.
can you just say the email?
Johnmanoj.p for Pune @gov.in.
Did you get it?
Thank you.
Yeah. And 8978784388 is my contact number, sir. And definitely I'll be in touch with you and I'll come back with you with all the details, sir.
Just write down my email too, Anil Shah MD, simple, anilshah@gmail.com.
Anil Shah. Anil Shah, sorry, sir.
MD, Doctor of Medicine.
MD. Yes, sir.
At Gmail.
gmail.com. Done, sir.
Okay. Please write to me and we'll be in
touch. All the very best, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks a lot. Yes, sir.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
for the opportunity.
so much for coming.
Yes, sir.
Amazing.
Yes, sir. Thank
you. Anybody else has any comments or questions to really raise, please?
Sir, excuse me, Anil sir.
Yes.
Can I come in?
Yeah, come on, of course.
Sir, yeah, I am Digandra Thakuri. I am from IOCL at Guwahati, sitting at Guwahati, looking after Northeast projects. Sir, I would like to understand the progress achieved in Arunachal projects on smart village movement. Is there any discussion that will go on here?
Well, we have been engaged with them first of all, and
yes, sir.
All these companies that have come there, we already got 2 districts in Lohit and East Siang district of Arunachal Pradesh. In February. We talked to them.
Yes, sir.
We are trying to engage with them. The point is that COVID-19 and some of the other issues that have been going on, they have kind of have delayed their engagement with us. We hope to really do everything that we can to get them on board. So we are all ready to go, set to go with them. And we are talking to them all the time, but Meghalaya has been really very forward-looking, and so right now we are engaged with them. We just signed an engagement 2 days ago. We just put the whole program, and we are going forward with them. And obviously, Telangana and Arunachal Pradesh, and of course Andhra Pradesh are also doing the same thing. Andhra Pradesh is extending their MOU once again, so they've been very happy with what Michael has done on the ground, and they want to engage with us again. So Arunachal Pradesh is right on the horizon. I think we're just waiting for them to engage us so we can start the work in right earnest. We actually have Punya on the ground in Itanagar right now. So we are just waiting on a daily basis. We are in contact with them. If we can and talk to them, that'll be great.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir. Right.
Any other comments?
I just wanted to congratulate Bhikkhu Bhai, Dr. Anil Bhai, and our own mayor, Naresh, and all for wonderful work you do and make us so proud. Thank you very much for hosting this, and we are behind you.
Thank you very much, Rajendra Bhai. Thank you very much. We recognize your voice. Thank you very much. We have now people from America. And Tushar, do you want to comment anything at all?
No, I'm good. I'm very happy. The presentation went very well, and everybody enjoyed it. Thanks.
Okay. We also have Professor Murali Krishna, who is also a board member from India, and he is there. Professor Murali Krishna from Hyderabad. Please introduce yourself and please speak. Can you unmute yourself?
I think greeting to all. Are you able to hear me, people?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, greeting to all. I think it is a great effort put by Mr. Michael, and I think it is a good idea from Anil Shah to just tell what is the issue, what are the various programs that are being handled under SVM. I think now is the time to let us go to the ground and start implementing it. That's what exactly is the time of the day, and I think it is a great event. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any comments from anybody that would like to talk? Emma, do you want to say something? Emma is she's a visiting scholar at Berkeley, and she's right here on the platform right now. So can you, Emma, do you want to speak? She's in Paris right now. You want to say something, Emma? Unmute yourself. She's not. Okay. Anybody else here who wants to? Okay. Anyway, so I'm very glad to have this discussion. Naresh bhai, do you want to say anything at the end, or are we ready to terminate this?
No, I'm good. Your work and the help and support you're giving to India and the smaller rural villages, it's really changes in quality of life, and your help and support, BU Hotel and you, we have a great, wonderful community, and we're here to support you and help you any way we can.
Thank you so much for everybody.
It was a good presentation by, Michael. It was a big agenda, but that's we have to start somewhere.
Yes.
Only problem I think or concern I have is how to improve the education level, of the villager, because they are probably at the bottom, right now, and we are talking about the internet and higher education and all that. So that is only my concern I have, But as you mentioned, probably there are a lot of teachers, they are ready to teach them. So hopefully, that will work out. That's great.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Gautam, for it is a real problem. I, being an executive engineer in the government of Andhra Pradesh for the last, I served 36 years as executive engineer in the Panchayat Raj Rural Infrastructure Development System. I have associated with many organizations. Still, I am doing my social work and associated with Dr. Michael, who is a very dynamic person in the area. And I attended so many programs with him. So I'm very happy to be with you now and to cooperate and share with many fields. So my services are open. I can do as much as I can. I personally do my social service, and I will be associated with your organizations too. And I have a lot of network of the teachers and government systems also in Andhra Pradesh. Because I am a president of the Engineers Association too in Andhra Pradesh. So by this way, I can do something towards your movement, which I was attracted for this by your system and your vital work. Thank you.
Michael, please be in touch with him. Make sure. Okay.
Definitely. Yes, Dr. Shah, I will.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for joining, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.
Michael, it was
Thank you,
very
Michael.
good.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was good information for us.
Thanks, Ajit. Thanks, Dev.
Thank you,
Well
Anil
done,
for
Michael,
inviting
well
me.
done. Very
Thanks.
well. Presentation was excellent.
First webinar.
Thanks.
We had this first webinar.
Yeah.
And we are like to continue this with all your support and help.
Correct.
So please, we'll inform you, and you can go on our website also. We'll put on our website the schedule also for the events, upcoming events.
Correct.
Hopefully we can do that in pretty soon. And any suggestions, anything, please let us know.
Great.
Thank
you, Anil. Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Adios. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Great job, Michael.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye, Dr. Anil Shah.
Thank you.